Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be ranking all 32 teams. I think I did this at the start of 2024. I don't know, but I'm going to start doing it at the start of the years now. So yeah, we're going to be ranking all of these NFL teams from the after the end of the season. So yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. It's pretty straightforward here. The ranks, Super Bowl teams, great, good, decent, but underwhelming, bad, and the Giants. So we're going to be doing that right now. So let's get right on into it. We're gonna start off with the Cardinals. I think the Cardinals did a lot better than expected. They actually were in the running for the playoffs at one point, but I don't know. They were honestly, I'm gonna say decent but underwhelming. I feel like they really had a good chance at a playoff run, just fumbled it immediately. I don't know. That's just what based off of last year. They're pretty decent, but based off of last year, from last year to this year, pretty good there. For the Falcons, I honestly think they did good. It's just some spots they really, really, really lacked at, especially the quarterback situation. Kirk Cousins was not it. Oh my goodness, it was. I'm sorry. You can see this ad. Yeah, yeah. You know what? I think I'm gonna move my face cam to that right side of the corner because there's an ad playing over and over again. So I'm just gonna put it there. But I'm gonna put the Falcons at good. They did a lot better than I thought they would this year. Last year, I think they're like 7-10. They went 8-9 this year. They almost made the playoffs. Too bad the NFC South is horrible, but I still think the Falcons did better than expected from last year. So yeah. Ravens, I'm gonna say great. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go Super Bowl teams because oh my goodness, um, good, like the way they go on the running like on the ground. Henry and Lamar Jackson, what a duo they've been. The wild card game on Saturday, they seemed amazing on the ground. Gosh, and the Ravens already do really great on the passing too. So I feel like with this much of a stacked offense, I think they have a good chance at the Super Bowl this year. Same thing with the Bills. Basically the exact same things. Allen and Lamar, both MVPs in their own right, I swear. But one of them can only be chosen. Let's see what happens on Sunday because they're gonna face each other on Sunday to go to the championship. I am really excited for that game. These two are powerhouse teams. Let's see how they can do. I'm gonna go the Panthers. They're bad. Honestly, they actually got better from last year. The last year, I think they were 2-15. This year, they were 5-12. If I'm being honest, yeah, they did because they beat the Falcons in the last game. I think. With the Panthers this year, honestly, they really stepped up. Like Bryce Young started off the first half of the year horribly. The second half of the year, he really, really, really improved, and now I think he's the better starter. Andy Dalton played one game, he won, but I think he broke his finger in a car accident. So I don't know, but the Panthers are still bad. But hey, that's progress. That's really good progress right there. Bears bad too. Come on, they honestly looked good to start the year. They went 4-2 to start the year, and after that Hail Mary, they lost 10 straight. They look absolutely downright terrible. My goodness, I still have no idea how they were like literally the Hail Mary ruined their season. They were 4-2, and now they're 5-12. They won the last game, that's good, but ugh, what the heck? Now with the Bengals, I'm gonna say they're great this year. Their record shows 9-8. I feel like that could have been a lot better. The first 8 games of the year they looked kind of mid, but the last stretch they looked absolutely amazing. They looked like a freaking Super Bowl team at the end of the year. Just the record, like too many losses in the start of the year. That's what happened. But I still think they're great. I still think they're really great. Just they choke it away in a good amount, like in big times. No, beginning of the season is not a big time to choke, but that's what they do because they lost a lot in the opening stretch. I feel like, and then towards the end, they just started coming alive out of nowhere. So yeah, with the Browns, I'm gonna say bad. What a downgrade this year. I mean, they were 11-5, or actually no, 11-6. I don't remember. I'm still not used to the 17 game thing. They went 11-6. They went 1-done in the playoffs. I still think they had a good team because of their defense. No, they got squashed by Dallas in game one, and they just sucked from there. Deshaun is awful. Winston is great, but he's a turnover machine. Who is Dorian Thompson? Robinson, whatever his name is. Who is that? The Browns are just in the trenches, and apparently they have the number one overall pick, or the Titans. I think it's the Titans. It is the Titans. So. Yeah, but the Browns, I have no idea what their future holds for them. The Cowboys, I'm going to say bad as well. I mean, come on. This year was such a downgrade, even with Dak. I still think Dak is decent, but I don't know. The Cowboys went 7-10, but come on. They had like one game where they kept up with a playoff contender, if I remember correctly. They killed the Browns week one, and then the defense just sold everything. They lost to the Saints, 44-19. The Saints. ugh. As a Cowboys fan, that disgusted me. Same thing for Week 6 against the Lions. Ugh, that really disgusted me. Just the Cowboys defense was such a letdown. They improved. They went like what 3-2 as well. They lost to the Ravens and then they beat the Giants and Steelers. But since then, they just like that 4-game stretch was one of the worst. That was one of the worst stretches I've seen from the Dallas Cowboys. That's not even excluding the 2020. I can't even decide which stretch was worse. The stretch in 2020 where they lost a lot, like after Dak got hurt, or this stretch where they had Dak and then Dak got hurt in the middle of it. I cannot tell, honestly, because they got blown out so many times. They lost to the Lions. They lost to the Niners. They almost came back. They lost to the Falcons. Dak got hurt there. They lost to the Eagles, the Texans, a blowout as well. They started having a winning streak against really mediocre teams, except for the Commanders. The Commanders are great. But that was just disgusting, especially at the end of the year. They lost to the Eagles. Ugh, my goodness. The Cowboys are bad. The Broncos. I'm going to say they were good this year, even though they got blown out. I still feel like this was a rebuilding year for Denver. But since they made the playoffs, this was a really good year for them. And that's just my opinion because I expected this year to be a rebuild. Obviously, that wasn't the case. I mean, that's really cool there. They made the playoffs, but they got blown out immediately. But still, that's progress. They made the playoffs, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, next up we have the Lions, Super Bowl teams, because damn, the defense is getting destroyed as we speak right now. I think as I'm talking right now, someone just got hurt. Okay, that's kind of a bad joke to make, but whatever. The offense is providing so well. Lions defense is dropping like flies, and Lions offense is absolutely cooking every single team that comes their way. Their only losses this year were against the Bills in a high scoring game. I think that's our Super Bowl match too. Okay, they lost to the Bills. They also lost to the Buccaneers in Week 2. But yeah, my goodness, the Lions have been ultra this year. With the Packers, I think they've been good as well. Just I don't know, better season than last year. They looked better too. At the end is when they collapsed because they lost to the Vikings. Didn't look good there. They lost to the Bears. And they lost to the Eagles in the playoffs. The injuries just kept piling up at the end of the year, too, especially in the playoff game. It just sucks for them. But hopefully they'll be back. The Texans this year, I'm going to say good as well, but almost underwhelming, too, because last year it was great for them. This year it was great for them as well, but then there was this little collapse they had where they lost a lot. They lost to the Chiefs. They did not look that great, but yeah. They lost to the Ravens 31-2 on Christmas Day. I don't know. Texans did not look legit in that Ravens game, but I still feel like they have some good left in them. They're facing the Chiefs. I hope they win, by the way. But for now, they're just good for now. The Colts, they did decent, but underwhelming. I expected the Colts to kind of have a 9-win season. I think they still had 9, but it just didn't look that way, in my opinion. Like, it just looked like the Colts were just, I don't know. I don't know what to say here, but yeah, the Colts are just decent, but they're just underwhelming. I didn't expect them to make playoffs, but yeah. Jaguars, bad. Because this was after coming off last year. Last year they also collapsed too. They were like 8-3. They went to 8-9. It's embarrassing. But with this year, I expected them to go at least 7 wins. They got like 4, 5. What a bad year. Lawrence got hurt too after the hit by Ashar. Thankfully he was suspended for that. What the heck? But yeah. Next up is the Chiefs. I'm gonna say they're great. Not Super Bowl team. The Chiefs have been getting away from everything. I'm not saying they're a bad team. I just feel like they get lucky way too often. There's at least 8 to 9 games, I'm pretty sure, where they got really lucky out of nowhere. So yeah, I still feel like the Chiefs are a good playoff team. I feel like they're gonna make the championship. I just don't think they're gonna make the playoffs or the Super Bowl. Or I'm sorry, the championship. I mean, I just don't feel like they're gonna make the Super Bowl. Sorry, I don't even know what I said there. They're so good, but they're great. But so many games, they haven't even scored over 30 yet, which the Bills have a lot. I wouldn't take the Chiefs this year, but imagine they do. I wouldn't be surprised. Raiders bad. I mean, it just explains itself, really. I mean, Raiders just looked incredibly mid. Not even mid, just bad. Chargers, they did. I'm contemplating. They did good, honestly. They went 11-6. I don't know why I'm saying just good if I'm putting the Bengals over them. I mean, the Chargers at times they looked really bad, but at times they remained pretty good. Their defense was great, but at some points they would get squashed. You know what? No, I'm still gonna say they're good. They got squashed by the Texans in the playoffs. I don't know. I just feel like they're still good. They're still good. That's not a bad thing, but yeah. Rams, they're great. Wait. Oh, I don't know. Oh wait, I don't know. I think they're great, low key. I mean, they just beat the Vikings. I don't know if that's a good thing or not because I don't know if the Vikings are frauds. Um, but the Rams, they looked amazing. Like they went 1-4, and then since their bye week, they only lost three. They lost to I think the Eagles, the Seahawks, and I don't know. I don't know which other team that was. But hey, the Rams have been looking great ever since that bye week. So yeah, pretty nice there. Next up we have is the Dolphins. They did decent but underwhelming as well. I mean, I expected more from them. Like last year it was fine. I mean, they actually started off pretty well. I don't even know last year. 2022 they started off really well. They went 3-0, 3-3, 8-3, 8-8, 9-8. They made the playoffs. Last year they did. They went like what 10-7 I think. This year they went like 8-9. They lost to the Jets in the last game. I don't know. I expected a lot more from that. The Vikings this year have been great, not Super Bowl teams. Uh, just that last 3 game stretch they had, or not that last 3 game stretch, the last 2 game stretch they had, the Lions game. They lost the Lions and Rams this year. They lost the Lions twice and the Rams twice. Lions, the second game, they got blown out like crazy. And in the Rams game, the first game, first of all, it was a BS no call for the face mask, so I understand there. But then the Rams game yesterday, they just got destroyed. I don't know. The Vikings, they're great, but the last 2 games they played just did not convince me that they're a Super Bowl team. Patriots, bad, but rebuilding. I don't know why they fired Gerard Mayo. Saints, bad. They still have 2-0, but those were against bad teams anyways. The Giants, the Jets were bad. You expected a lot more with Aaron Rodgers. Bad. Eagles, Super Bowl team, crazy ass offense, and a wild defense. Honestly, I would not be surprised if they make a Super Bowl either. I would hate it because I'm a Cowboys fan, but still, yeah. Steelers, good. I mean, they went 10-3, but they lost 5 straight since then. Pretenders. That's what the Steelers are. The Niners, I'm gonna say decent but underwhelming because the thing is they got so many people hurt, which I don't know if it's fair to say that they're bad because they did not really look bad for a good amount of it. I mean, the Rams game they looked bad. You know what? Never mind. I changed my mind. I'm gonna go bad. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. They looked good against the Lions, but I just don't know. The Niners have a great offense, but now they just sell a lot. Debo dropping a lot. I don't know. Seahawks have been good. I don't really have much to say about them. They've just been good. That's about it. Except for that one game where Geno got hurt. Yikes. Sam Howell is not the answer. Buccaneers, they've been great. What a great season it's been for the Buccaneers. Even though it's the same thing as last year, I still feel like it was a great year. I mean, they looked a lot better than last year. Yeah, Titans, bad. Hopefully they get good next year again. And the Commanders, they had a great year as well. I'm really happy for them. They went 4-13, and I think they were 12-5. They're already in the divisional round, which I'm really happy for the Commanders. So, yeah, that's about it for these ranks of the NFL teams, I guess. If you disagree, let me know. And also, I don't care if you want me to change my opinion. This is just my opinion. If you want, just go on this website and freaking do it yourself. I don't care. But that's it. That's it. Okay? It's 2025. Let's see how these teams will do. Let's see how bad I was ranking them. Or let's see how bad these rankings look in 2026. Goodbye.